All right, you know the vibes, but do the vibes know you? We're back here with another episode of the Close Your Mouth podcast, but we're not posted up in Zach's mom's crib's basement because niggas is
Quarantine
still
life.
in quarantine, bro. So
I
we
am.
out here decided to just bring you guys another episode of To Be or Not to Be with Paul B, and all praises and salutations to my good man Paul as he
Thank you,
decided
thank you.
to push us in that direction for us to put out more relationship content, and you guys have been fucking with it. We got a whole lot of love and support on the last to be or not to be that we dropped. So if you haven't watched that, I would say scroll back or go listen to that, go watch that. Let us know what you think. But we're here with yet another installment of To Be or Not to Be, and we decided that it'd be a good idea to touch on the whole phase because we know, as a lot of motherfuckers are locked up right now, not getting their rocks off, not getting their nuts off at this moment. That there might be a whole nother wave of the whole phase going on. Once everyone's able to go out, party, drink, hit the club up. As I could tell, Tinder and whatever you use, if you using Bumble out here, however you moving, bro. I know everything is jumping right now, so a lot
Yeah,
of
most
meetups, a
definitely.
lot a lot of meetups are gonna happen after this Rona wave. But yeah, so we're just gonna start it off, simply just entailing just definition of the whole phase, what we consider to be the start of the whole phase itself, and just our ideology and what we believe whether or not it's needed or not needed, just for us in general and just for the general audience listening. But yeah, I think it's as good as time as any to just give our definition. So
So honestly, yeah, I'll take it away. I'll go first.
yeah.
Honestly, for for my definition of the whole phase is honestly someone just trying to live their life free and just not have any worry about the troubles that surround their life, like in their day to day life, and just like honestly exploring just other people, and like whether that's sexually or non sexually, just enjoying life and just yeah, that's about it with that.
All right, so I give my definition. I put the whole phase. I think this is a definition that relates to the general audience as well as myself. My past experiences. I put the whole phase is a release of pent up sexual frustration. Usually accompanied by either a glow up. Obviously, I feel like the general audience knows what a glow up is. It's usually like when you sort of become a bit better looking or something, or you start to develop that inner confidence in yourself, or the ending of a relationship or the start of a premature relationship. And I put premature because there's a lot of people that do have the tendency to get into a rush relationship that they're not ready for, and they still feel the need to go out and do what they gotta. I'm not gonna say what they gotta do, but what they feel they want to do. So that's a clean save. Zach, what's your definition, bro?
Um, so like just definition of being a hoe, pretty much. Like
Nah,
I'm
nah,
pretty
not being a hoe, bro. Whole phase, bro.
the whole phase. It's like it's kind of just when you set up multiple date or punani like appointments, and then you just do what you want. You go and explore. You don't care about consequences. None of that. You just do what you want to do and not look back. Or if you look back, be like, I'll do. All right, I'll do that again.
No,
Okay. So the definition, we have the handy dandy Urban Dictionary's definition of the whole phase, and this should be interesting. Let's dig into this one. All right, so the whole phase that they have on Urban Dictionary, I quote, is a phase in your life that occurs frequently when you are fine with exploring promiscuous activities and connecting with random people. These activities do not always end in sex, but can lead to it. You have a high tendency to dance provocatively with strangers, be a tease in social settings, flirt nonstop, kiss and or make out with others, and get caught up in the moment. This phase helps you establish what you like and what you do not like. It helps you explore your sexuality and have fun. You have the ability to stop these actions or snap out of the phase. This phase typically occurs when you're in a social setting and you have a lot of pent up energy and want to let loose. Some may think this is shallow, but knowing yourself, it's all a learning process. I'm not gonna lie, there's hella spelling errors in there. So if I kind of stumbled around on some of them shits, It's Urban Dictionary, what you expect. But yeah, so any thoughts on Urban Dictionary's definition?
I think it's interesting because it obviously it correlates everything that we just said, and it basically just says everything we just said, but just in a you know longer thing. So it's just living free and you know just doing your own thing.
Yeah. My takeaway from the definition itself, and I kind of like that they put this in there. It's just they and this is the sentence that says these activities do not always end in sex, but can lead to it. So I think that there's a big difference. I feel like people have a tendency once they hear the word hoe to sort of put sex involved in it. You could be in your whole phase and you're not having sex. If you're entertaining multiple people, whether it be just like making out with them or just just texting them or just kind of leading people on and just doing stuff like that, I feel like that's still considered the whole phase, bro. Like if you're still out here, just kind of just being in that kind of bubble where you're dealing with multiple people, that you're just having promiscuous or provocative experiences with, whether or not sex is involved.
Yeah, I feel like you definitely need to have physical intimacy for it to be a whole phase. It's like if you're going out there and you're exploring other people, then I guess you consider that the whole phase, talking to multiple people, or just yeah, just dancing provocatively with one another, like I said in the sentence
Well,
in the paragraph.
I don't think you're gonna meet a hoe that's celibate. So
No, I just, for me personally, I mean, the way how I see it, I like that touch because, for an example, like, I'm not trying to say like this is what you would consider a hoe to be or anything, but like, if you're, for an example, if you're a girl or if you're a guy and you're in a lot of parties and in those party scenarios and you're making out with multiple people in a night, and if you're doing that on a consistent basis, you're in your whole phase to me. I
it's
mean, I
true.
don't necessarily think that this physical intimacy is all that it takes to sum up a whole phase altogether. Or let's say that you're sending you're sending nudies out there, like you're sending and you're receiving nudies out there. Like I would still consider that to be whole phase-ish kind of. You're just entertaining multiple people. And I don't know. I feel like as a collective, that kind of sums it up. And I feel like it's more broad. I like a lot. I think just dismissing it to sex is kind of narrowing it
No.
to a certain extent. But yeah, is there any other concluding thoughts that we have on the definition, or anything that we would any seasoning that we would like to add to any definitions that we gave?
No.
All right.
Not
So
really.
then we can get into how does the whole phase start, and who wants to take it away with this one?
You
Oof.
got this. You got this, Kevin.
All right, I got this.
Yeah.
Okay.
I'll go
Um.
second.
All right. So personally, okay, I have my own personal reason that I wrote down, and then I have just like in general what I think causes the whole phase for a lot of people to start.
No.
It was put in my definition itself as just having, just that pent up sexual frustration, whether that sexual frustration comes from, not being able to, enact these, these inner feelings that you have. So, for an example, like if you're a younger cat, and for an example, like you've never had, like intimacy before, or you've never been like physically intimate, and that's what you're searching for, you might start your whole phase that way, where you're exploring what it is to be physically intimate with someone, whether that be a male or a female. It doesn't matter. Also, I think a whole phase can start from someone that's been in a super early relationship. Like if you're in a super early relationship that I could say has spanned, for multiple. I'm not gonna say years, like multiple months, because there are people, like for an example, like when we're younger and we're in high school and stuff like that, like there's not a tendency to always be in a super long relationship. It's usually like a month or
No.
2 month relationships. If you're in anywhere from six and above, I mean, I don't even want to categorize it. If you were in a meaningful relationship to you and then you got out of it, there is a tendency for you to want to start the whole phase also, where you're going to be out there, you want to experience everything that you aren't experiencing in that relationship, whether it be for the sake of coping with the past experiences that you suffered, or whether it be to just explore something completely new. I feel like there's levels to it. You can either be just in a position where you felt like you weren't getting as much as you wanted out of that relationship, so you're gonna go search for it, or just dealing with the pain and like the trauma that you got from that you want to go search for it in something else. And I also put premature relationships as well. I mean, that was also my definition. If you're in a relationship, or what I would like to call a situationship, where you're dating someone and this isn't necessarily something that you want or you're fully committed to, then you could be in your whole face too, bro. You could be in your
Yeah,
bag out here. You could be juggling hella, hella people there. You could still be out here texting. You could still be out here on Tinder, just making moves. You could be, whether it be a male or female. Like I said, I don't want to make this something that's. I know you're getting your opinions from males with this video, but like I don't want to make this like some sort of a gender bias, because this can apply for everyone. I feel like this is something
absolutely.
that most people that are physically intimate, at an and by physically intimate, that could mean like making out, kissing, the whole nine. That are physically intimate, I would say at like their teenage years and upwards, there's usually a high chance that you're going to be encountering a whole phase. So yeah, that's what I got. And do you want me to get my personal, or do you want to just start off with like our general overview on what we consider the whole phase to be?
No, just do your personal.
My personal, okay.
Mm.
So this is from my just my personal experiences. Personally, okay, I'm just gonna read this shit because I'm gonna start stumbling
Nay.
over my shit. So personally, I entered my after my first like first official breakup. This was a relationship that I had for about, I think, like a year and 5 months or so. And granted, this was my first actual relationship. So, most people when they first date, it's usually, like I said, like a month or 2 months or something like that. But I legitimately dated this girl for a very long time. And after that, I started to realize, from the newfound confidence that I had in myself and through the relationship itself, that, you know, shorties found me attractive. Like I could I could be out here doing shit, and just had a bit of, a lot of pent up sexual frustration within me. So, and it didn't help that I was transferring colleges at that time too. So I went from, just commuting to school, and obviously you guys all know the commute life. It's school, home.
No.
And from transferring to a school where I stayed upstate, and just a whole lot to be explored there. So fresh off of a breakup, and even before going to that school, I was still out here just doing the most, bro, on Snap, just snapping hella girls, DMing hella girls, just just running amok, man, running amok in the streets, bro, just running amok. But when I went to school, it reached a whole new level. And
Yeah, college life is different.
yeah, and I had, like I said, I had that newfound confidence in myself. And that breakup kind of put a chip on my shoulder, to a certain extent too, and started having a lot more of a one-dimensional view on women, and just so I started to retract my emotional availability to them a lot. So it was kind of very cold, very distant. I feel like I am the same way now, and I think that you can attribute to that too, just going through that experience as a whole. But started having fun, just doing grimy shit, man. Just playing mind games, with girls, just doing fucked up shit, man. And I said, eventually I learned a lot of lessons through doing that. And there's a lot of moments where I could say like I ran into a wall. Obviously, like when you're out here playing these games with people, you're always gonna find somebody that plays the game better than you. And like I
Yeah.
said, I wasn't super experienced around the time that I was stepping into my whole phase. This was just like me being new to everything. Um, So obviously, dealing with people that have been playing these games longer than I have, I got caught up in situations where, where I finally do let my guard down, and then, I give myself to someone, and then they end up doing me dirty. And, that kind of builds that, more frustration and more frustration. And then it's just a constant repetitive cycle of where I felt like I would just learn a lesson, then I'd be like, nah, fuck that shit, I don't care. And then I would just keep doing it, and then I would learn a lesson, and then I would learn a lesson, and I would just keep humbling myself. And
No.
to be honest, I felt like it was. I'm gonna save that other information, but like Zach would know, because Zach has known me throughout that whole phase, and like I'm not gonna lie, I used to take pointers from him, because as everyone knows, Zach is the dog of the show. But like there was a certain point. nah, there was a certain point, man. I'm not gonna lie. Like I was modeling my game after Zach, bro. Like I was just really like, like I'm not gonna say like Zach is out here dogging these shorties, but like, like I don't know, I was just rude, man. I was just really rude with women, and just took a lot of overall experiences. I mean, I didn't get in super in depth with anything, but like, just took a lot of experiences, man, to humble myself and to reach the point where I'm at right now. So, anything you guys got to say? Any questions you guys got for me in regards to those past experiences?
Um, would you say that? I'm trying to figure if I should say this for later because it kind of like
Or
ties into like.
is it be like, is it needed kind of shit?
Yeah. So yeah.
Nah, yeah, then say you can say that shit for later then. But yeah, man, like I said, I just dealing like it was. I can honestly say it was that breakup, man. I was given a whole lot, man. I was given a whole lot, and after a while, I kind of just developed that whole thought process, like, yo, is it even really worth it to just be that emotionally available? And I was like, after a while, I was like, nah, man. I'm just like, look at all this fun I'm having now, man. Just moments where looking your phone jumping, man. That shit, who doesn't like that experience to just be desirable to everyone, to just know that someone wants your attention constantly. Not one person, multiple people want your attention constantly.
Yes.
No.
The phone is jumping. It's a hell of a feeling, man. It's a hell of a life, bro. It could be. I'm not gonna lie, like it could be lit sometimes, but then there's downsides to it, and I'm gonna get more into that when, whether it's needed or not. So I'm gonna let you guys go. I'm gonna let you guys take the floor, man.
You want to go, Zach, or you?
Yeah, I
You want
said
me
I'll
to
go
go?
second.
Oh, okay.
So what
Yeah,
causes the whole phase to
I'm getting
start?
ready for this one.
So like for me, I have like two. I'm gonna go off personal experience at first because this is kind of what made me be a hoe when I was younger. Like middle
Sure.
school, I had sex with a girl I was dating for like 2 months, and then we had sex, and then after that, I'm like, yo, that shit is fire, but I want to do it with more people. So that just kind of just made me have sex with a bunch of people at that age. And then I'd say after a breakup too, like you're kind of just hitting the same box for like a certain amount of time. So you just want to do it with other people and just feel other people. And it's like the whole phase after is like what I usually do is like I unblock all the girls that I blocked when I was with the girl.
Yo, you ain't deleting contacts, bro. Oh my god, this
I
dude
I
is
I, I blocked them on Snap. I blocked their number, and
that
then
dude.
I hit them up after we break up because I'm trying to see what I missed out on. What if they are better? They know they could do other things better, and like all that stuff. but
Okay.
but I, but like after I unblock them, I'll hit them up. They'll be like, "Yo, like what happened? Why'd you block me?" Blah blah blah. I'll just be like, "Oh, I wasn't in the right place. I wasn't in the right mindset at the time. I was trying to focus on myself." So I'm not trying to tell them the
Making that
truth.
come
Be
up.
like, "Yo, I was with a girl. That's why I dubbed the shit out of you." I'm not trying to make them seem like they're rebound either. So I'll just be like, "Yo, I wasn't in the right mindset, but now I am. So I'm ready to talk now."
Yeah, you got to make them
Yeah, make
feel
them
feel
think that
sorry
they're
for you in
not.
a way. Like
They are fucking rebound, but they don't know that. So they won't feel
there.
bad. They'll feel happy that they're the first girl that you talk to after overcoming demons. I don't know.
Coming demons. I like the way you worded that.
Like they're really gonna think that you're on some shit, but now you're good and healthy and trying to be cool with them and link them and everything. So
When really you're just trying to snatch their souls, man. No,
no,
I'm kidding.
God damn.
that
No,
that's
okay.
nah when you're trying to
So
kiss me.
nah, I be like when you when you think you overcame demons, but you are the demon.
Yeah.
Yeah. So
Whole
for
face.
everyone in general though, like what's your your general reason why you believe that like people have a tendency to get into the whole phase
Oh, after a breakup,
after a breakup?
they want
Yeah.
they want something new.
No.
That's
And so
huh?
you And you said for yourself that what got you into the whole phase was basically like you liking like the feeling of like the whole sensation of like sex, like that like got you like wanting more, basically.
Yeah, pretty much. Like it feels good too when like you do it with multiple people, and it's just like, it's just every single person is different. So you could go to one person for something that they do good particularly, and
Yeah. No,
it's
So,
like
I,
so
you know,
basically, basically what I'm getting from him is that he's experienced sex at a he said in middle school. I'm not sure when everyone else here has experienced like losing their virginity, but he lost it at a very early age, where I guess and you know
guys hit puberty and he just,
from that
you know,
time on, like it takes a lot of people, I would say, like in my opinion. Not everyone loses it that early. There's tons of people that lose it around like 18, 19, 20. So where motherfuckers were fighting an uphill battle. Like he's been on a level playing field the whole entire time. So you got to think about it from that age onward
and think about
of
how
just
hard.
of clapping multiple cheeks. And like, I don't know about you guys, but after you lose it, like you start to realize that, like, yo, this shit is easy.
Oh, you don't realize
And the
how
wheel
hard
just
that
started
shit
the
was.
wheel just keeps rolling for you after a while. Like after you first lose, the wheel just keeps rolling. So you gotta think
no.
about all those years where motherfuckers like be losing their virginity at like maybe 20 years old. Like Zach did his shit dumb early, bro. So
Bro,
No.
you
it
gotta
was
think about
so
how
much
many.
harder though back then, because everyone back then was like scared to be called a hoe, so they don't do shit. But now
Nah, but
people
like
don't
I'm not
care,
trying to,
bro.
I'm not trying to just stick to that, that middle school nonsense that you were talking about. Like I get what you're saying is that you started it super early, so that it reached the point where like when you were in your younger days, when the average freshman in high school wasn't getting wasn't piping nobody out, like you were already adept at what you were doing, and then you kept moving on with that as you got older and older and older and older and older. So you have a lot more perspective on this clapping cheeks than the average Joe.
Yeah, you
um
got a head start.
yeah, that head start, man. And hey, man, I'm not gonna lie, I'd probably be hoeing too. Probably be hoeing too if that was the case for me. But yeah, what about yours, Paul? Paul's been hiding, bro. Paul's been
Uh,
like,
Nah, so honestly, so I'm gonna start off the same way you did, basically, where I'm gonna give a general overview of the definition, not really the definition, but like the reason for why people would like fall into like the whole phase. So basically, I feel like multiple people would fall into that just for like just for a distraction, honestly, from something that causes them pain or stress. Just to something to get their mind off of like whatever is like bothering them, and just to feel something. Um, Personally, for me, it was definitely a heartbreak that like kind of like had me like fall into like that whole phase. So I would say it happened like a couple of years ago. I was dating this girl for like a couple months, and like everything was great. The communication was great. Like I became like very close to her family. She was close to my family, and because of the situation, like I always feared like my significant other going on vacation. So basically, there was one day, it was during the summer, she was leaving for like a week to go on the cruise, and she came back and she was just like, yo, we need to have a talk. And you already know when a girl is like, oh, like we need to have a talk, it's like it's something serious, and like your heart starts pounding like super fast because you're like, oh shit, like what did I do? Did I do something wrong? So she, she tells me straight up. She was like, listen, like, like I cheated on you while, I was on vacation. And, I just want to let you know, I don't want to hide this from you. And I was just like, damn, I was just like, I was like, what the fuck? Like I was such a good boyfriend to her. And like, I didn't deserve that. And, it kind of like, it pissed me off, it kind of like turned me cold a little bit. And, uh, I kind of started retracting my feelings, and I just didn't like, I didn't want to connect with people in that way. Like I was afraid to. So I went out. I was freaking hitting up a whole bunch of people, and the same thing for me. That I guess our time frames were like kind of the same between like me and you, Kevin. Like it was like the transitioning from like high school to college. It was like in that time frame, or the time period, or whatever. So, I was just hitting up a lot of people. I was using dating apps, because it was very accessible. It was very like easy to use and stuff. And, I was just matching with a lot of people. I was just meeting a whole bunch of people. I was having fun. Um, there was some situations where, it taught me a lesson and I was like, damn, like, I ran into someone that did it better than me. And I was like, freak, like, I was like, okay, like this is, I'm not the only one out here that's feeling this type of way. And yeah, exactly. So I was just like, damn, like, you know,
That shit usually ignites a new fire in you. If anything, when you end up getting hoed, when you're hoeing, you end up getting hoed. That
yeah,
it usually ignites a new fire in you, and you're just like, fuck that. Like
nah, yeah,
and you just want
it brings a new level out
catch
of you.
you want to just catch every treat. Like I feel like I feel like this shit's gonna end up being a clip too because this shit's funny though. I'm gonna say that first heartbreak, bro. That shit opens your showering gown, bro. And you're just like, all right, bro,
Yeah,
let's fucking get it. And then
nah,
you
exactly.
get home while you're home. You get home, bro. You open a whole another showering gown up. You open a Monga Kill showering gown up, and then it just keeps going and going and going. It's
Nah, yeah, you just go off, bro. It's just like a snowball
yeah.
effect. You just, So it's just, it was definitely. I feel like, it was definitely. I definitely grew in that. So either you do or you don't. But I just, I don't know. It kind of caused like a very traumatic like thing for me. It was just like in future relationships, I ended up like being like fearful of them going on vacation. I'm just like, oh, like this is like a perfect opportunity for them to cheat and stuff. So it just, you know, it was just bad.
I feel that, man. I can say that resonates with me. I mean, I wasn't cheated on or anything like that. Like, so I can only imagine if something like that happened to me. I just felt like I was giving a lot of myself to someone, and then like I felt like I reached a certain point where like I wasn't getting that back, and then I kind of shut down on them, and then they gave up
No,
on me. And I don't know. To this day, man, I still feel like I kind of have like a bit of an abandonment issue, which is why I feel like I can't get close with people. Like I always try to stay distanced, and it's bad enough I'm already a person that like if people don't really know me well and they just know me from the podcast, like I'm a very distant person just in general. So that just
no,
added more fuel to the fire for me to just be an even more distant person, just be even more cold. But I that could resonate with me. If I got cheated on, man, that shit will probably, oh man,
yeah, it was
that
bad.
would just awaken a whole nother beast in me, bro. If that shit happened to me, man, honestly.
Yeah, I'm like as I got older, like I kind of like learned how to like be more forgiving of things. So like obviously like I'm not a type of person like now to like hold grudges. I kind of like let things go. Um, but yeah, during the whole phase though, like I was when it was time to cut people off. I like the same thing with that Zach was doing. Like I would freaking make up an excuse. Like I wouldn't just tell him straight up like, oh, like I don't want to talk to you anymore. I would just well personally me I would be like, oh, like I'm too busy, like I'm stressed out, like there's a lot of stuff going on. I would lie and just make them feel bad and so they can like kind of back
Hit
off.
him with a Euro step. I feel you.
Yeah, so it's just like, oh, like I'm too busy, like I can't, like mentally, like I'm not there, like I'm like too focused on this, or like there's a lot of family issues going on. Like I would just make up a whole like loads of like lies just so they can back off. And then when it was time to come back, I would like say it was their birthday or something like that. How you send that message to see if you still
Some
have it there.
toxic shit right there, bro.
It's just like, you're like, oh, happy birthday. Like I was thinking about you. Hopefully like you enjoy your day. And they're like, oh, like they love that. They're like, oh, like, that was very sweet of you. And then you guys kind of like chop it up a little bit. And you're like, oh, like hopefully I can see you sometime soon. And they're like,
You
yeah, most
snipe it.
definitely. No.
You snipe it, bro. Oh man, words of
So
wisdom. Give it up
he
for Paul.
said words.
Give it up for Paul. Yeah, man. And this is I put this in my reasons. Probably why I don't think I was a good hoe because like I personally like I don't have the heart to do shit like that to people. I mean, if there's anybody that I just stopped fucking with, I most likely just ghosted you, bro. Like I've just never had like to just be like I've never had the guts to just like look someone in the eye and be like, no, it's not you, bro. chill on me. Like I
Yeah,
could
it would
just
have to be like
I
a
can't
lie or
I can't like I personally like I can't do it, and this is probably like a reason why I think I couldn't be a hoe like today, and I kind of just realized like that's not my that this doesn't work for my character, like the person that I am. I'm unable to just cut people off like that. Like I always have this thought in my head, like I always have the what if thoughts. That's number one, and then I always have a tendency to just be like I just don't have the guts in me to just put somebody down like that because I've experienced moments like that, and
I
those
feel you.
experiences have turned me into what I am now. But like still, I mean, maybe I should be looking at it as if I'm giving them character development.
Yeah,
That's
everything is
great. That's
character development.
great.
Nah, it's the truth, bro. Everything is a learning experience, man. I freaking nah, it was bad, bro.
I feel that, man. It's shit, man. Like it's been moments, bro. There's been moments, man, where it's just you about to head home and you just like, all right, let me go through this list. Let me see who says yes.
Yeah, man. It's like
Tell you
it's
shit,
fun.
man. It's crazy, man.
You just have like a list of people to talk to, and it's just like sometimes it's kind of overwhelming when you have like 5 people hitting your phone up. It's just like, damn, like
There has to be
it's
days where you're just like, yo, like I don't want to talk to nobody. Like I'm not trying to hit nothing today. I'm just trying to, I'm just trying to watch
yeah.
some
You just
TV,
need
bro.
some me time, self care.
Yo, man, that shit funny, man. You be like, fuck that, man. I ain't trying to respond to nobody, man. That shit overwhelming. Or like when you try to pull up to one spot and you're just like, and I know anybody who is a real hoe, bro. I'm not trying to say his name, bro. I'm not trying to say his name, but I know he could relate to this, bro. I'm pretty sure he's gonna be watching this shit too. If you a real hoe, you know what it feels like to pull up to a function and there's multiple bitches that you fucked with there, like just on spot. Or just
Jesus,
if it's not bitches that you I don't want to say bitches, that's fucked up. Multiple women that you've either slept with or that you're talking to currently, and boy, oh boy, that is one of not for the faint of heart, man. If you don't
that
like some
happens.
excitement, nah, if you don't like some excitement, don't do it. Don't. If you don't like excitement, don't do it, man, because shit. Oh man, shit could get hectic, man. And not for everyone. I'm not saying it's some shit that I did. I mean, if it's something I did, maybe, but I don't know. I ain't saying shit.
He said me.
I ain't saying shit, but like I know, like if you're a real hoe, like you've experienced a moment like that where you slept with multiple people, at a function or some shit like that, and you're just like, fuck, man, this shit is awkward as fuck right now, and like
That's
you try
bad.
to just you
That's
just try to play the back and just be like, come on, like you're not trying to really vibe with nobody too heavy or nothing like that, make it look a little too suspicious. But like, yo, there's a lot,
I would just
lot
leave
of home. I like to call those homents.
home.
There's a lot of moments like that, man. Zach is being quiet, bro. I don't know, man. It's different, bro. And like I said, man. Shit. I mean, all right, we can just get into do we feel whether or not it's needed. You guys just want me to go?
Oh, wait, before we jump into that, do you guys like have like a little whole like story that you guys want to tell or nah?
Let
Just
me see, like, I actually
unless
do.
unless unless,
This
unless y'all want me to go first.
I
I mean,
mean,
I got one too.
I have one too at the top of my
Yeah,
head.
you
I
want me
actually
to? You want,
yeah, you can go first. I recently like if anybody that's boys with me that went to college with me, like I told them this story like maybe like 2 days ago. Man, this shit is funny, man.
all right, so
Yeah, you go first, boy.
Wait, is it
um,
personal or from someone else you heard?
nah, it's
What do you
personal. It's but
mean, bro?
bro, it's
Hey,
personal.
you ghost right in your homemans, bro.
Yeah. So this is a really all right. So damn, how should I say this? All right, so this is one time. I think it was like last year. It was either last year or the year before, but
God damn, this is hella recent, bro.
it was very recent. Yeah, so I was messing
I
with
thought
this
you learned
woman.
your lesson by now, bro. Shit.
I was having
No,
fun. It was
I'm fucking
it
with
was
you. I'm fucking
it
with
wasn't because of a heartbreak. I was just having fun. But it was a moment where I was over this woman's house because she's like 30. I'm into
you.
older
Hey, you
chicks,
heard that?
and it was
Woman, not
so
girls, bro. Woman.
so she, I was staying over, and of course we had sex and whatnot, and I was in her bed, and she passed out pretty early. So some other girl from the past hit me up like literally while I was laying next to her and was just like, "Hey, what's going on?" And it's crazy. The crazy part about it is that I like kind of cut things off with her. So it was interesting how she was like hitting me up. So I was like, why is she hitting me up? Like I cut her off. So I was like, whatever. I was like, I'm bored. I was like, I'll entertain it. So I was like, hey, what's going on? How's everything with you? She was like, everything is cool. Like, what about you? I was like, nothing. I was like, I'm in the area. I'm at my friend's house. I'm just relaxing. You know, I was like, I'm pretty close to you. What's going on with you? She was like, oh, nothing. I was like, would you like to?
I'll be
I was like,
trusting
would you?
that friend shit.
I, yeah,
When people be
never.
telling you, oh, it's my friend, I'm like, nah, bro.
Nah. So I can't believe I'm telling this right now. So basically, I was like, is it all right if I like come over and we just hang out? So she's like, yeah, come over. So I snuck out of the woman's house, went to my old fuck buddy's house that lives like 10 minutes away, had sex with her, came back to the house I was originally at, and fell back to sleep like nothing happened.
Give it up for Paul Bumpy.
Nah, man, don't get it for me. That's
Whoa. God damn, that is some skeevy shit, man. What the?
Nah, it was really grimy. It was really grimy. Snuck out of her house to have sex with somebody else and
Nah, the
came
fact
back.
that you went. Nah, I think the fact that you went back is even more.
I know, bro. And my whole lie though, if like she would have woke up, it was like, oh, like my
I
friend
went to
needed to
7-Eleven.
vent. Yeah, my friend needed to vent. Like, something happened to him as a girl. Like I was just driving around while he was venting to me. It was, I was single. The lady was single. There was a
Hey.
that's no feeling. No, it wasn't like it sounds messed up, but like I promise that like it was just like it was like a very nice friend with benefits, but it sounds grimy either way because it's just like you kind of had to like do that. Like I know if I told her this, like she would be pissed. She'd be like, bro, like she'd be like, yo, you slept with me and then like ran off to someone's house to sleep with them and then you came back and I bet she'd be pissed. I mean, as anybody would,
I don't know. Yo, Zach, you go, bro. I feel like I don't got no good stories like that, man. Yo, Zach, you go, bro. I'm the last, man.
All right, so
Unless you got a real heater, I'll say my shit fast and get out the way.
you go first.
Oh,
All
damn.
right, damn. I mean, I don't really got like a crazy whole story like that. Would this even be considered a whole story? All right, so I guess I was fucking around with some. I wouldn't say like I was fucking around with her, but like there's some shorty, I guess, that like I was, I can't say I was like really spitting game to her anymore. It was kind of at the point where like I was just kind of annoying. Like I'm cool on it. And she passed me the number of her friend that she said she wanted to talk to me type shit. So I'm like, all right, bet, say less. I'm like, I don't want to talk to your dumbass anyway. So I'm like, all right, bet, let me hit up. So I'm sitting there, I'm chatting her friend
Damn.
up. Shit's type wavy. And then I think one night I pull up, and this is back, obviously everyone's had that moment where they got a bit of a rotation going on. Where they look through their phone, and I'm like, all right, nothing hitting right now. So let me see what's good with this girl. So I hit her up, and she was like, all right, I'm about to pull up on you. So I was like, I bet say less. So I'm like, I had the free cribble at the moment too. So I was like, all right, say less. And throw some weekend on. I was about to be lit. So then out of nowhere, bro, I get a FaceTime from Shorty's friend. And she was like, oh, you acting real funny right now. And I'm like, what do you mean I'm acting real funny? She's like, oh, you acting real funny right now. You don't act like I don't know what happened. I'm like, what do you mean you don't know what happened? And she was like, oh, and then she literally pulls up her friend that's right next to her. And she was just like, oh, so you're talking to me and now you're gonna. And I'm like, bro, you that ass gave me your friend's number. Like, what the fuck you want me to do?
Yeah,
I'm like,
yeah, right.
I was barely fucking talking to you. I'm like, what do you mean? And at that point, I was already super, like, just arrogant at that moment too. Everyone has that moment. I always say this, like, where everything you're shooting's hitting. And that was just like one of the few shots that I missed. So I'm like, all right, fuck it. Like, I don't even care. So I was violent. I'm like, yo, nobody want to even talk to your dumb ass anyway. And I hung up and I was like, I ain't getting nothing, but it is what it is. I mean, that my story's not that crazy though. I'm cuffed too, so I
That's
can't be
funny.
saying too crazy shit too either. so Zach, you go.
Okay. So, I think I told you this, Kevin. Maybe.
Nah, Zach, you don't be telling people shit, bro.
Yeah, facts.
Zach
Dude.
is low key, bro.
Yeah, very low key.
All
I'm the
right.
same about business.
So, I think I was either 19 or 20. like when I was single, because I was like on and off with this girl. But when I was single, I was hoeing the fuck out. So, so I had this girl sleep over. I had this bitch come all the way from the Bronx to come sleep over. I didn't pay for Uber or anything, and she slept over, and I hit it in the morning, and then I made her leave by like
Awesome.
11.
Some cold shit. Yeah, leave by wait. Like in the morning, like how early in the morning we talking? Like 8?
Like we both woke up at like 8 or something, and we're just like watching TV, doing what we wanted to do. And then she left by like 11, maybe like 10:30. And then I
Like
had
in the
this,
morning or
yeah,
at night?
in the morning.
Oh, I mean,
Wait,
damn, that's kind of grimy though. Like shit, man.
I made her
For sure.
leave. And then I took a shower, everything, cleaned myself, brushed my teeth.
Okay, all right. Okay, I mean, just
I
Making
had,
sure.
and then I
Like,
had,
just in case niggas wasn't, niggas was down your hygiene on them. You had
yeah,
to say it.
yeah. Just wanted to let us know you clean.
and then
So flex.
I had this next girl. She pulled up. She was supposed to come at 12, but she was like kind of dubbing at first, and then she's like, "All right, I'll come." And then I had this girl. She was over my house for like a few hours. She left by like. I bought her food though. I bought her food because she was type valid. So
But
I
nigga,
wanted to.
shots, bro. The shots don't count, bro.
No, I didn't take her to shows. I actually ordered us gyros,
Okay,
like real
not
cheap
bad.
gyros. And then I made her
Real.
leave. I made her leave by like I don't know, like 6, maybe 5, because I told her that I had to go to my aunt's house to go eat dinner. I think it was around like a Jewish holiday.
Oh, don't tell me you pulled a hat trick. Did you? Don't
I
tell me
pulled
you
a
had
hat
another
trick. The
one.
last girl was disgusting though, but I
Oh,
just wanted to do it to say
I thought you had three in
I
one day. I
did.
was like,
I did
damn, that's
at
crazy.
3.
Wait, oh, you said, oh, so the last one
The
was the
last
main
girl
event.
was disgusting, but I wanted to pull a three-peat.
Damn,
So you
that
said
is.
all three in one day.
Yeah. My shit
I
was
don't know.
hurting though the next day.
No, I ain't never done nothing like that. I came close to at one point. Like I left a shorty's place, and then like I'm telling you, like right on the dot, I got a text from the shorty telling me she was like, "Oh, I'm horny. Like we haven't fucked in a minute," and I was just like, "Should I do it to him?" But like, this was a shorty that like, I don't know, like this. I was already like in the phase of just distancing myself from a shorty, and like the last time like I done something with her, like I felt like really bad about it. I don't know if I explained like, like when you're just like when the shit is just too easy, bro, and you just like you getting it any way you want it, bro. And I was just like, nah, I can't do that to her. But I was like, that'd be grimy if I did. So I'm like, I'm already in the phase of trying to distance myself. So I'm like, I'm not even gonna go back on that. So like, I do wilding, but I ain't never done two in a day, bro. Bro,
Yeah, that night was it was
no fact.
very
I went for three, man.
exact.
That is crazy, man. Not one, not
That's
two.
different. Yeah, that's different.
All right, man. So we gonna go into is it needed, bro. Hopefully, I'm probably gonna get in trouble after that.
Probably. Probably.
Oh man. So I'm just gonna talk about me. To be honest, I don't regret my whole phase at all. Like I'm kind of like I felt like from where I came from, like I needed to experience a lot of these things, and like I said, like there's a lesson learned in everything that you do. Not doo doo. I mean everything that there's a lesson to learn in everything that you experience, and I felt like I was coming from where I was before. I was just like an overly shy person. I wasn't out there, so I think that necessarily having that chip on my shoulder kind of pushed me into that direction where I could learn a whole lot. But my overall view on is the whole phase needed. I feel like I don't want to say it depends. Okay, but I'm gonna say it depends, but I'm gonna put an asterisk next to that. It depends on who you are. I feel like there's tons of people that don't need to be doing the whole phase. Um, but I feel like there's certain people that they can't handle it. But the only overall detriment to doing the whole phase is that a lot of niggas get lost in the fucking sauce, bro. Where they're stuck in that whole phase, bro, and then they're in relationships. It starts to become,
Yep.
you start to develop, reoccurring habits that you've had from back in your whole days, whether it be, just the lack of communication, the distance, whether it be that, you're still out here, cheating, you're gonna still develop those overall, habits that you picked up from the whole phase. And it's kind of hard to reverse them, after a while, because you sort of build up this armor, and to find someone that's has the ability to tear that all down, like it's gonna be hard. And like I said, you can end up, turning yourself into damaged goods, bro, where you're completely damaged emotionally, bro, and
Well,
it's hard for you to, put yourself in a position where you can actually just open up to people. And just in general, man, I feel like the whole phase, man, it could be depending on who you are, man. You could be you could lose your purpose in that, man. Like I know there's a whole lot of people. I mean, I know the demographic of who we bring these podcasts to is usually a younger crowd. But like if you're still mid to late 30s, like in your whole phase, bro, like my guy, like, or if you're 40 or you're 50, bro, and you're still a Rolling Stone, bro, like my God, man, it might be time for you to reach that emotional maturity in your life, and it's time for you to
no,
grow up and realize that, like, yo, like this shit, like you're damaging yourself in the process. So like I said, man, I took a lot of lumps, I took a lot of heartaches, but I felt like, I don't know, I've just developed that discipline within myself to, I feel like I don't need to, necessarily rely on the whole phase, or like, God forbid, like me and my girlfriend broke up. Like I don't, like I've told Zach this multiple times, like I don't even think I would be on that whole phase shit. I feel like I would just more so be focused on my purpose, man, just
no,
fulfilling everything that I need to fulfill. I feel like there's a lot of, a lot of motherfuckers that are out there, bro, that are, just trying to sleep with girls left and right, bro, and they don't got their life in order, man. So you got
yeah,
to be able to prioritize as a male, and just overall with the whole phase, man. Like, not all validation comes from just sleeping with women, bro. You got to develop that self validation first. Usually, if you're just out here just trying to build your self worth off of just sleeping with women, internally there's something wrong with you, in my opinion. So I think
absolutely.
sometimes you gotta be about your purpose. Like I said before, man, you gotta just seek to grow. And a lot of times, man, when you're in that whole phase continuously, like if you think I break up with this girl, I'm back in my whole phase again. Let's get it. Or I break up with her, I'm back in it. And like I said, you could be in that shit your entire life, man, and then you end up with a bunch of children.
Alone, or yeah, or alone
Yeah,
forever.
yeah, a bunch of children that you don't end up, just like raising properly, or just being a part of their lives because you're on that Rolling Stone shit, man. And like I said, you could be just damaged goods forever, man. And I don't think it's something to be toyed with, bro. It's like I said, man, this shit is the whole phase, man. It is it's like it's a secret art, bro. You got to be able to know when to get in, and when to get the fuck out. Because I done seen it, especially just in the the more ethnic communities like black and I'm not even say black Hispanic, because there's some white dudes, there's some white niggas out there that are hoeing too. But like, yo, bro, like there's some overall detrimental factors from the whole phase that could just keep regressing you in life in general. So like I said, man, be about your purpose, God, be about your purpose, King. Do what you gotta do, try to set goals for yourself, try to reach above and beyond that. Yeah, it's good to have fun, it's good to sleep with a few women like that, but at the end of the day, when you look up, Father Time is working, and you're 30, and you still out here in the club, trying to mash up like coochie, bro. Like it ain't worth it to me, man. You gotta be about your purpose, man. So
Yeah,
that's what I
absolutely.
got.
Honestly, for me, I truly support anything that will help the person feel better, as long as it doesn't harm the body. We're all
Yeah,
humans. I feel like we need to self heal in order for us to grow. Some people, if you don't know how to self heal, then it's going to be hard. You're going to be depending on things like sex and physical intimacy or anything, and it's like you don't want to be a leech, and freaking, it's not good. You just don't want that, and then at the same time, like, you're going to be in society causing damage to others, and like it's just going to be that continuous cycle of like just hurt, like in pain, like, and you're going to be leaving a lot of people questioning, like, why am I not good enough? Like, it's going to create like a lot of insecurities, like especially with like the whole ghosting thing. I would ghost too sometimes if I didn't bring myself if I couldn't bring myself to ending things properly. Like I would like I said before, I would make up lies. I would ghost. And that's not a good way of doing things. It's not a good way of communicating. Like we're all afraid of like hurting someone's feelings, and no one wants to really do that. I mean, some people are different. Some people like like when they're in the whole phase, they don't care. Like obviously, like I didn't care, but at the same time, I did. Like I never really liked hurt. Like obviously, like I was in it just to get mine, but like at the end of the day, like I didn't want to like hurt someone. So like I would just make up lies and be like, oh, like I'm at like school or this family stuff going on or whatever. Um, but essentially, I feel like everyone, it doesn't have to necessarily be the whole phase. It could be anything to help you heal or to get past certain things or to help you just like distract like your mind from like whatever's like bothering you. um you just I feel like it's all that's just needed. It's I feel like it's not necessary. The whole phase is not necessary, but like I feel like it could definitely help you grow if you do it the right way. Like I feel like if you communicate with people and you tell people like, oh, listen, like I'm going through like a heartbreak, like, I just need someone there right now, like physically and whatever. Like, there's some women out there that would be down and, and there's women out there that won't be down for that. I feel like that's like the proper way of doing that. But, people feel like it's much easier just to manipulate and lie and, just to get what they want. And it's not good.
Serious, man.
So,
Like you said, it's a reoccurring theme, man. It's just you're hurt, you hurt someone, and then you end up hurting them, and then they hurt someone. And it's just a reoccurring cycle of people that are just emotionally scarred, that are not dealing with their issues, and that are sort of just hurting other people.
no.
I agree with you on that.
Yeah.
I don't know. I just feel like, at least for me, just personally, like at the point that I am in life, I feel like that, like pussy is only pussy, bro. Like,
Yeah,
like,
exactly.
you know
Yeah,
what I'm
and
saying?
you
Like,
get to a point where it's just like, yeah,
pussy is just pussy. Like, I mean, at least for me, I feel like the intimacy part is what more so as I've grown to become older, that I've become to value more, and in the physical aspect of sex, rather than just like it's the vibe, it's the intimacy, being connected with someone that I value more than just fucking,
yeah,
like you said some shit, man. And yo, like if anybody has been in that whole phase, bro, and you're fucking, just some random, and then you just looking down them in their face, and you can see that they're like, why am I not good enough? Like that what you said there, bro, like that. That's such a strong thing that you said there. Like, ultimately, you're making someone think why they're not good enough. Like, if they want that actual like relationship out of you, or if they want a deeper connection with you, and you're just keeping people at bay constantly, man.
no,
It's. I mean, it's all fun and games. It's always good to have like a story, be like, hey, I did this, I did that. But like, shit, man,
yeah. At the
it's
end of
some
the day,
real
you gotta
shit,
grow
man.
up. you know.
It's some real shit, man. What about you, Zach?
I think it varies on like if the whole phase is necessary or not,
Yeah.
because it depends on like your reason for it. I guess I don't know. Like me personally, like after a breakup, I'm a hoe because I'm going after what I missed out on. That's my goal after, to be honest. But I can't really speak for other people. I guess some people don't need to because they actually want to work on themselves. I know a lot of people say that they're going to work on themselves, but really don't. They're just dubbing the shit out of you.
Yeah.
And I don't know. It just varies on like the reason. And like a lot of people are just capping, like they're not about what they mean, like for reasoning. So I don't really know what to say. Like people just lie.
No. Yeah. I hear you. People start to manipulate and just cause more damaged goods.
Yeah,
I
man.
mean,
so
like
It's
you don't need it. Like you, honestly, like you don't need it. It's something you want.
yeah,
yeah,
You don't need to
it's
that
a
hoe. It's
cool.
something you want to do.
yeah, it's something that you want to do. Like I said, man, a lot of people, at least from my standpoint, again, like I just feel like a lot of people, they kind of get lost in the sauce of hoeing, bro, and they just keep they just keep doing that shit. And they just keep hurting people, and in
Yeah,
turn, and like I said, when you're hoeing, you're gonna encounter people that can hoe better than you can, and you're gonna end up getting hurt yourself. And it ain't, these are the games we play, man. But
hey, I don't judge anybody for hoeing. Just just be safe, communicate, and have
yeah,
fun.
and
Just yeah,
I was gonna say I didn't even add this to the notes, but like there's a better way to go about it. If you're somebody that you're just trying to be physically intimate with someone, you could just let them know that from the start. That's a game changer right there. If you can just be honest with them and say, hey, like I'm not really looking for anything serious here. Like this, this is what's happening. I just got out of something serious. But like even when you do that, bro, because like with sex, man, like sex is I feel like we don't view sex for its emotional and spiritual value enough. We just see it so much more as a
it's a
physical
physical.
act
Yeah,
that we don't realize that like just being physically intimate with someone, especially for a woman, I feel like guys don't necessarily see it that way. For a woman to have sex with you, she must trust you a lot. Like you're entering in her. No, that's not something. Yeah, nah. You,
no, no, I know you speaking
yeah.
facts. No, I know. Good.
There's a lot of embrace that has to happen with that, and it's just um, so that emotional connection, whether or not they want it to be there or not, it's gonna be there. So it's on you, big dog, to know whether or not because it's easy to just be like, hey, like especially for guys, just be like, hey, I'm not really looking for anything serious right now. But like that if you're sleeping with somebody, multiple times, that something serious is gonna end up happening, or someone's gonna be seriously hurt. So it's just just be as responsible as possible, man. Sex is not a game, man.
Yeah,
Even if it's not sex, if you're just like if you're leading someone on, bro, like that shit's not a game either, man. That's you don't know how like it's an intense feeling, bro. When you want someone bad and like they're just they're giving you piece by piece and you're just not there. That's an intense feeling that you feel there too. You start to question yourself and whether or not you're good enough. So
yeah,
hey,
absolutely.
man, just be responsible, man. That's all I can say.
Yeah, just be careful who you share your energy with too. You know.
Exactly, man.
So
Yeah, I gotta share some sort of protection too, man, because shit crazy out here, bro. You ain't gonna be catching corona only out here, bro, in these streets.
nah, yo, freaking. I feel like it's about to be like baby boomers part two. Honestly,
Yeah,
it's
that's
about
what
to
I'm
it's about to
saying.
get
Yeah, like
crazy. I see. Mm, no
that's what I'm
good.
saying, bro. Like as of right now, like everyone is just inside, bro. Like when shit's up and jumping again, man. Everyone's gonna be OD sexually active again.
I see. I've been seeing like for the past couple of weeks way too many like from guys and girls way too many like post about sexual stuff, and I'm just like wow, and, like a lot of stuff that I have not seen like these people post like ever. So it's just like interesting. Like some girl posted yesterday something, and it said, "Oh, like I'm jealous of the person. I'm jealous of the first person that I see after quarantine's done, because they gonna get it." And I was like, "Damn."
Damn.
I was like, "Wow."
I was like, where do I
I was,
sign up?
yeah, I was like, "Power to that girl." I was like, "Shoot."
But yeah, man. I think this is. I'm not gonna hint at anything here, but I think that the whole phase is definitely a topic that we're gonna most likely discuss at length. I feel like this isn't the only thing that you're gonna get out of the whole phase from us, so we'll see. We'll try to bring more content in regards to the whole phase and to be or not to be, but I think this is as good as time as any, man. To wrap it up with the podcast here. That's not a pun either, but that's mad cheesy. But yeah, man. My concluding thoughts on the topic as a whole, man, is hey, I don't. If it's something that you're doing, I don't necessarily think that there's anything wrong to it. Freedom to everyone and what you want to do. I would just say just be responsible. With your actions as what might be fun to you might you might be torturing somebody low key that wants that physical, I mean not that physical, but that want that intimate connection with you. So
that
You know,
strong,
it's all
genuine
with
connection.
yeah, man. So it's all with measure. You know, and just don't get caught up, man. Don't get lost in the sauce, bro. Don't be out here trying to be a Mac daddy at like 40 years old, bro, man. Like shit. You know what I'm saying, man? Like shit gets real, man. You gotta just be about your purpose, man. It's not always about women or just experience. I'm not even just saying women because it's gonna apply to females too. It's not always about just receiving that physical attention from someone else. Sometimes you gotta just build yourself up, and then you're ready to experience that with the right person for you. Yeah,
Yeah,
those
absolutely.
are my concluding thoughts. You guys got anything to say? Sprinkle on that.
Uh yeah, just communicate if you're gonna like fall into that phase, just communicate, just wrap it up, be safe. Like I feel like honestly, at most, if anything, talk to two people at a time. Now listen to me, do your own thing, but it just
Oh
just
no, man.
just play it safe. You don't want to be caught out here being like having fun and then catching something, or just getting trapped and having a baby with the wrong person. So just gotta do the right thing. We're all
That's
adults here.
that's why you
You
have a
gotta.
baby with another. Start over.
Yeah. So that's 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 yeah. Zach, you go.
All right.
Uh, so all right.
Some
So
future shit he just said, bro.
this
Yeah,
this
yeah.
this is what I believe. If you're gonna be a hoe, like if unless you like really like do not give a fuck, you're not gonna do this. But if you actually do care, but you're also being a hoe at the same time, like tell a girl, tell a guy that why you're talking to them. Don't lead them on saying you're like them. You want a relationship. Don't do that shit because you're gonna break their hearts and that's you might get some karma.
Are you talking to me, bro? You looking directly at me right now? No,
Not you, not bro.
no,
You will
Now I'm
receive
looking at the
karma, bro.
webcam.
no, I'm messing with you. I'm messing with
You're
No,
looking at you
like
dumbass son. We're looking at the
don't be
webcam.
don't 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 be doing it like don't just be breaking hearts just to do it like just do it like tell them your intentions.
Yeah,
you.
but
No.
yeah, I'm
But
not
I'm
trying to be
saying do
devil's
that do
advocate.
that.
I'm
I,
not trying to be devil's advocate, but yo, like I said this too, like before, like you can tell someone your intentions, but they can still catch feelings for you regardless.
and
So
Yeah, it
that's
happens.
you just
Yep.
love them.
What?
it,
Tell them,
it's
be like, I remember I told you this, and you're not following the rules. Bro,
He was like, "You're not following the guidelines. It's the book
and
that I
like,
gave you."
I'm saying these to people that have a heart. Me, I sometimes lie to get ass. To be honest, I lie if I have to. But I'm saying this to people that care, because I really don't.
yeah, I think this is as good a
Yo,
time as any to wrap it
yes,
up with the
please cut this
podcast, bro.
because this is about to get crazy.
Zach, the future's disciple himself, Zach, has decided.
Yo,
Um, nah, I'm just
Future's
joking,
energy is living through
but
you.
yeah, man. I mean, he's being honest, bro. A lot of people aren't gonna care out there, bro. So
No,
like
I
like
do
I said,
care, man. I do care.
nah, bro. You
Nah,
reaching
you
way
can't
too late,
retract
bro.
that.
Oh
Nah, yeah,
shit!
I mean,
I know this
yeah,
is gonna bite me in the
that's what I'm
butt.
saying, and this is important now. Like, if you are hoeing out there, you're gonna meet, someone like Zach who don't care more than you do, bro. That's gonna do you dirty, bro. So that's why you gotta be safe out here, man. Follow your whole commandments, bro. We out.
Peace out. Wait, so let's say our names though.
bro,
Okay.
cut the.
So goodbye.
All right,
This
yo,
is
it's
Zach,
it's it's fucking Kevin.
That's Paul,
and together we are.
the Powerpuff Girls.
No.
Guys,
Yo, before we end it, yo, who's who? Who's who?
um,
I'm Buttercup, bro.
I'm
Wait, but
Blossom.
wait, Buttercup is she the green one?
No, that's like the
Butter-
sensitive one. That's like the very emotional one, I think.
Yeah, the blue one.
Oh, okay, I'm the green one for sure. I forgot the green one's name.
Isn't it Blossom?
Nah, it's Blossom. Trying to
Buttercup
think.
Blossom.
Buttercup Blossom, and then there's one other one. Let me Google it right now.
Facts. I'm gonna beat you to it.
Megan?
Shut your ass up.
Oh no, there's Bubbles. Not there's
Oh,
Bubbles.
Bubble. Oh,
Blossom, and
Bubbles is
Buttercup. Bubbles is
the
the good one.
Buttercup. Oh, okay. Never mind. Yes, I'm Bubbles.
I'm Buttercup for sure, man.
Who's the other one?
The Blossom.
Now y'all know
Blossom's
about
like,
the Rowdy Rough Boys?
yo, hell yeah. You kidding me?
Yeah, I haven't seen that. Yeah, that was a fire episode. Rowdy Rough Boys. All right, we out, man. We
Yeah, we are. This is.
All right, peace out. Thank you for watching. This is Flexer Productions.
This is Mojo Jojo.
This is DJ Paulie D.